Hi, my name is Steph. If you'd like to come on in and have a seat today for some symbolic support, we're going to utilize a pick a card. I have a scroll lined up. I'll reveal them in just a moment for you to choose. Feel what aligns with you. As well, we'll add on Tarot and Oracle, and where Mr. Ghost Gift is here, we're actually utilizing Ghost Tube Seer today for any visual inspirations that may further inspire or irritate. Overall, please do receive a release freely. I want to thank you so much for being here. Your presence is powerful and your support truly warms my haunted heart. So when you're ready for the reveal, take a deep breath. Well, actually, they're just face down. Sorry. Anticlimactic. There is a crystal on each one. If any one particular, we'll go 1, 2, 3 is standing out to you, or obsidian, selenite, and rose quartz. Also in order, if maybe 3, 1, 2, whatever the case may be is. I'm going to take a moment to open up. You can see Ghost Tube is in the corner up there. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of anyone who is here at any time. Thank you so much for being my muse. All right, let's dig in. What did you choose? Card 1, pile 1, scroll 1. I really don't know what to call it. Let's dig in. So you have the obsidian, and it is in an arrowhead shape. So you might have something that you are clearing, cleansing, even cutting off, if I may, being quite, it could feel severe. I'm not sure if that's how it's being interpreted, or how you're just like, okay, enough is enough. If this is, in regards to oneself or externally in regards to other people, places, or things, right at the root as well. So there might be something, like I said, you might just be considering getting to the seed of something, getting to the source of something. If any images stand out to you, you know the drill. Please follow those shapes and symbols that may speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Yeah, something's got the thumb down. You're like, no, I'm good. Nope. Moving on, moving up. Moving on, moving up. You know that saying when people say, your head is in your butt? I'm hearing it like your heart is in your butt. Okay, there's also somebody with rosacea or something like that. I don't know if there's somebody in spirit, or maybe they had a rash or something about rash that came through. They do feel like a relative to you. Now that they're in spirit, it's cleared up, of course. They were learning something about skin communication and vanity, perhaps? Vanity. Also something about your language. You could also, the way you're speaking, in the spirit of obsidian. I'm not slicing and dicing with my words, but I am very, very clear. Very, very clear about something. Gold with a cup of replenishment. Oh, interesting. We also have here silver, warrior of light. And then evolution, birthing the new. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. We'll take one more. Communication, speak up and be heard. Yeah, this is that speaking. Somebody might have said something in vain to you, or vice versa. You're so vain. You probably think the scry is about you. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so silly here. I'm so silly in scroll 1. That's cool. I will lean into it. Okay, so there's lobsters or crabs, and they're like bringing two people together, some sort of conversation. It could even be aspects of the mind, of the heart, of the self. And when you're, or at least when I was a kid, and I will say, back in the day, but I think they still have them. At the playground, there was those things in the ground that had the big whatchamacallit, spring, and they're the shape of something, and you could like just bounce back and forth. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I might have gone back and forth in regards to someone, something. Sorry, I'm very phlegmy today. It's like something at my, almost like a belief system. Thank you. A belief system or a concept. But it feels tart. Tart is the word coming through. But silver and gold. Silver and gold. Oh, we're going to put this. Transformations coming through. Okay, one moment. Okay, so there is this transformation in your root space, very specifically, is about accepting something. You speak up and be heard. You're accepting something about yourself. There is a gift that you've had from your lineage. Okay, it's from your higher self, and it's just actually, you might be instilling something in your lineage, is the way I'm hearing that. You're instilling something in the lineage. It might have not have been there before, or it was rejected or not used, and you are the one here and now accepting this. And it's like filling the cup of my heart. I said that weird hot. I said that with an accent. Is that like Boston accent? It's like reaching through, if I can share with you the story that I'm seeing. I'm in the Red Sea. I feel sunk. Sunk is the word specifically coming through. And yet through this passion, anger, irritation, I realized what I don't like, what I don't love. And that's very valuable information. And it's like I then draw my hand from that sunk feeling, and I reach my hand out with this sword, and it's like I'm still here. I'm still here. And it's through that still here, like from this water, that I come out into shore. And I realize there's a message waiting for me. And I might be a little tired, dripping wet of all this kind of stuff, because it feels like the Red Sea of water. And I receive this message. And that's where, okay, so you know what it's like as well, the way I'm seeing it is on Survivor, the show Survivor. And then they win those things, or they're I can't remember how it's done. It's not the point. And then they go and can have choose a few friends to go and have the celebration with. Like they can go get a meal or a bath or a shower, whatever this is. This is what that's like. And it gives you a feeling of new birth, a new sense of vigor and vitality. You've already made the certain sacrifices for this transformation to come through. What's being asked of you through the fire element, so you're coming up on shore, there's a nice warm fire or a hot tub of something like that. And reassess, redesign, or just design from this place, acknowledging your heart. What is your desire moving forward? Yeah, I'll receive that. You actually escaped a certain cycle by claiming something here, by going, oh, I can see this goblet of gold to receive this nectar because you did the sacrifice. And even with the Poseidon you feel about it, like being in the water, then you come up out of the water, rebirth, reborn, and it's like you can see your desires and how you're going to work towards them. why you want to work towards them, because you are now accepting yours. And I'm not saying you haven't before, but it's almost like you might have been looking at the history of, and that was limiting. It's you now in this lineage that has accepted the gift, the go within that solar plexus space. Like that's the cup of replenishment. You are being replenished by almost like the gods because of this thing that you went through, and you escaped a cycle. You could have followed in someone or something else's footsteps, what their desires were. How do you want to see things? Comedy or tragedy? Comedy or tragedy? Can I flip this? Thank you. Yeah, see, there's like the Job of the Hut, some sort of what is it? Pile one or card one? Sorry, scroll one. From like Star Wars, is it Jabba? I think it's Jabba. And you can see through things now. Like you can see the anticipation of, though this is going to lead to a tragedy, this is going to lead to a comedy. Maybe you're using a lot of humor for healing. And I don't mean that in covering up healing. I mean, or covering up the hurts. This is like kind of like being able to appreciate the masks that serve. Instead of it being false, because I'm seeing at one point in time before, like maybe you're just like, a little bit somber because you were in your state of survival, in your state of sacrifice. And someone's like, smile, and you're like, and they had to like, yep, smiling, here I am. And now that's being relieved from this journey that you've gone through, journey up until this point. It's like I am jumping for joy. I'm jumping for joy. I also have here the Hierophant, also Taurian oriented. And then the Knower with the Sage of Crystals. See, you're accepting it. You've been very smart in your survival. I don't know that you give yourself enough credit, but you're accepting something. The markings of what maybe was anticipated for me. Like I almost feel in some way, shape, or form, somebody was going to go to school to be a doctor or, whatever everyone else wanted for you. And maybe you tried that. You tried all these different instruments to be harmonious with what was wanted for you. And now you know what's for you. Maybe it's the symbols, love here. Yeah, what you want, what you love. Nine of Worlds, harvest. And now it's like reaping that replenishment. And in a cheesy way, I want to say, it's like moving from survival to thrival. But this is like that comedy, the creative, like fifth house of change. And how they communicate. There's an ancient tradition within you that's being asked to be traveled by you. And the way I'm seeing it in this whole shore thing, like dropped in the water, the deep end maybe, or I didn't quite know how to swim in these ethereal waters or the earthly waters, whatever you've been through, you're not washing up into shore like you're washed up. You're washed. And now you're up on the shore. There's a message. There's food. There is things that you need to feel replenished, like in the show Survivor. And you're like, yes, I can receive this now. Feel replenished. See, even down here in the scroll, it's like washing your face. You're like, yes, yes. Love, new love. Maybe it's in regards to love and relationships with the self. Again, there's something very ancient, very, very ancient that's here. There's some sort of tradition that protects you. Again, this goes beyond your lineage or traditions that are here and now. Those are but snippets of an expression of perhaps the same, but I don't know if other people that you would have available to look to harnessed it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe they were just very quiet about it. Generationally, it wasn't the time to speak of it, but maybe they had some sort of inkling, but they could never speak to it. Might have been in the masculine energy. You inherited something from this line, but you're the one who's able to express it. There's a lot of happiness when I hear that. Justice and documents, stability and security. Things are balancing out in your favor because you've been loyal to self-love, unfolding surprise. And because of this self-love, this isn't like self-sacrificing in the space of, well, oh, I've sacrificed so much. And while you have, I don't want to dismiss that or minimize that, but it's almost like you're moving out of that where soon it's going to be history. And there's a lot of stability coming in for you. If there is anything in regards, even like that water, like maybe somebody tried to, or you, I don't know who it is, throw you overboard. It was overwhelming, over something like that. But that's not it. You actually did something with it. Again, when I see these scales, I'm seeing the comedy and tragedy of it all type thing. And you know, like in the show Survivor, when they go to that spot to get that reward, you actually get to stay there. You don't have to go back to the camp. Pile 1. I hope this made sense. I hope this served, inspired. Feel free to leave a comment below if it did. Share your insights, what you saw, sense, and feel. I love reading them, and it truly is inspiring. I want to thank you for your support. Links are below to help a gal grow, support, all that kind of great stuff. Pile 1, card 1. Until next time. Bye. Pile 2, welcome. Come on in. Thank you so much for being here. Your crystal is selenite. I'm definitely getting like magic wand vibes from you guys, but let's dig in. Let us reveal. Oh, solar plexus. Love it. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below. If any shapes or symbols speak to your psyche and psychic senses. There's some sort of fairy godmother kind of coming through. Also something about a certain kind of flower. I want to say like a daffodil or a yellow. I feel like it's something, I don't know what it's called, like a yellow bucket thing. I don't know what it is. Some sort of flower that way. It's very beautiful. Almost like maybe like a peony or plumeria. Something along that lines, if that's speaking to you. You definitely have some sort of cleansing kind of coming through, and especially up in the high heart. Maybe you want to utilize selenite, clearing up here. You also have like a gold guardian. Gold guardian. And there's a mask, but it looks like a lion. You have your inner child here and know me. I think this is somebody like in that fairy godmother space. They want you to know them or know that they are around you. This could be a grandparent. This could be somebody you know. Interesting. Set them daily. It's not, for me, I'm hearing it's clearing out the, like with the selenite inspiration as well, the higher chakras. And having boundaries, maybe it's like turning on, turning off, turning on, turning off, whatever that may feel. You're receiving a lot of signs from spirit with love. It feels like it's just super magical. Kundalini, untapped energy. Pile 2. There's a relative that used to watch you when you were a child. I think they've passed on now. Or like a fairy godmother, a spirit you used to see when you were a child Metatron, Rainbow Bridge, always open. Yeah, see, there's something about your boundaries. You might be always open intuitively. I'm seeing you like stomp on the ground 3 times like a tree roots, and it's like, okay, I'm good. I'm grounded. Something else is coming through. Okay, with this bridge, it's in relation to like this fairy godmother or whatnot coming through, and they want you to know that they're always with you as well. It is feminine. It's a feminine feeling, but masculine or feminine expressed, or male or female expressed. Fairy godfather. For some, it's like an actual godparent. Godparent. I used to speak to you as a child. It was so, so wonderful. That's too many. Don't be ridiculous. Thank you. All right, let's keep going. Overcome obstacles and change. They're with you as you were growing. You're also, if you're in regards to anyone's spirit skills or the way you communicate with spirit, it's there's a change that's starting to happen. So it might be, you know, maybe you have you know, choose one of the clairs, or maybe it's like with tarot, but now you like oracle cards more, or, you know, it's like having a deck of cards. Why can't I get words out? Oy vey. Okay. So it's like one day you like tarot, you watch tarot, but then one day they speak to you and you just start reading and you trust this. That's an example. Maybe you're going to start smelling things, tasting things. There's something that's changing and in the air of transformation, and it's being asked for you to trust it, but also know your own boundaries in the above to lock and unlock. You're unlocking something, and it has something to do with the Rainbow Bridge. In Metatron healing, perhaps, but it also could be in relation to your energies, the way they're being expressed out in the world. So for some, it could be like you're, changing clothing, the dress that you wear, the like dressing of the meat suit. And for some of you, you might want to be attracting love. Romantic love, quite specifically, and I don't typically wander into that. Okay. You have transformed twice here. Transformation. One to me is in fire, and one to me is like more in the ethereal throat area. See, with Black Moon Lilith, it's like I'm building a mystery. Hearing that, building a mystery. You're just. You know what I don't want to lighten it up, but you're just growing into your own skin of sorts. Somebody's also receiving feathers a lot as messages. Somebody specifically might also wherever Scorpio is in your chart, it feels acknowledged. It feels acknowledged. Do you know what that makes me feel like? Is the Hunt for the Red October kind of feel like radar? Beep, beep. And you can see the blips and beeps of like maybe submarine traffic, if that's more emotional for you. Air traffic controller for thoughts. Some of you might have been in the army or the infantry or of service. And you came home, and maybe in your marriage or relationships, because you were a changed person, there's obstacles to overcome, because I feel like there's different layers to your light now by the things that you've seen or done or heard, or whatever new knowledge that and you have a child as well. You have a child. And it's like, how do I transform this? Because maybe you have to go away for a little while to, like, if you have PTSD or you're just not sure. Because there's like something inside of you. And I'm sorry, this isn't if you're a specific story, but it is coming through. So I would like to acknowledge it. And it's almost like I'm kissing them goodbye. So I can go, I'm going to use the term get better, but I don't want to say that in a way that it might imply. But you know you're being provoked because you have energy that's been cultivated in certain environments and different family. And so you're with the Two of Wands and the Sage of Crystals and the purity and knowing, you know what you need to do or what you want to do to move through and transform the sorrow that you've seen or that you've been through. Even the sorrow of feeling others around you that you've been gone for a little while. Okay, there's the breakthrough. And if you're not necessarily in the military or army or something like that, if you can find the symbology of where you might feel that way in your own life, you know, that camaraderie, but you go through very specific things together. It's like if you had children together, or I don't know, for some reason I'm blanking. But and you grow up together, like those same pockets of people. Somebody passed, and it's like then you're part of a widow group or something like that. There's something about that kind of camaraderie. Maybe it's even your work, like things are changing at your job and you're like, how do we move through this? Anger's come through there. Logic is asking to use logic, but it's like you lean on. You lean on others who understand, so that they ironically don't say a whole lot. I'm not provoked anymore, or that's what I'm dispelling. Because I have access to something that is quite significant within me. Pile 2 or card 2. Whew. Thank you for your service, for being you. In whatever context this is in, this feels quite profound. Like it's almost like the profoundness, but I'm hearing profanity. Like, I don't know if you've been through something profane, this healing, this grief, this environment. I don't know what it is. It feels very, almost like even empathic, if I may, that you've been through some sort of turmoil, maybe from when you were a child. So you're always like scanning the room and scanning spaces for threats. Nonetheless, I'm hearing some of you might be in like art therapy or trying out different things to help transmute this untapped energy you have, because it actually is like helping you reinvent and regenerate. Okay, invent and regenerate. There's also grandparents here, and there's like a wise sage up here, and I feel like this is what is pouring into you. There's such a celebration of what you're doing, especially if there's like anger management or something like that. Yeah, they're celebrating the fortune that you're bringing. It's like the intelligence of knowing and going to, anger management, or finding another group or other veterans, etc. Do you know what I'm saying? So that those that you would lean on have an understanding, because it's almost like it feels inappropriate to give it to your family, your children, your partner, your parents. But I do acknowledge I need to logically help them understand as well. So it's something about language. It's like they don't get the raw reality of what I went through because I made that choice. I made that choice. They didn't, to be immersed in it, but to support it. Does that make sense? So they're here to support it, but also something about the language. Stability and security. This does feel very balancing and structurally sound. But I feel like maybe every so often you really get together with, okay, so it may be an odd example and it's really not in my wheelhouse, but let's just say as a skilled army person or something like that. I apologize. And you come back and maybe like once a month you go and play paintball with the team, because it helps keep those skills sharp and it's fun. Do you know what I'm saying? Or maybe you were a race car driver, or your mom or dad was, or somebody that you really cherished, and maybe they passed away and perished. So you can't, or maybe you don't always go race car driving, or there's a fear of it. So you start at the go-karts. Do you know what I'm saying? It's something like that, pile 2. It's something like that. But I want to know, in this magic wand, it's like it doesn't just magically go away, but you also have this fairy godmother, fairy godfather that are absolutely willing to help you move through this. You have 2 kinds of cats here. See, and this is what it kind of feels. It's like knowing when you're a house cat, but you need to get the lion out. And where's the appropriate place for that? There's a new directions and journey that you're willing to take, but there's still something about protecting your pride and the people that are part of that pride. Again, if this is in relation to freedom and action, a self-identity or gender, sexuality as well, in this transformation, your strength and your cunning ability to hold your own, but still heed the advice of others that you respect, love, and cherish, you take into consideration. It doesn't all need to be now, but where you're going is your journey. Your journey. And again, it's kind of like that thing again where not everyone can understand. If somebody's gone off to war and come home, they have seen things, and so they have a different chemistry now. So everyone around them who is supportive can only meet that to a degree, but there's so much acceptance about it. Because there's a healthiness, wanting you to be happy in your own skin, in your own mind. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful support of like knowing boundaries, but having this overall acceptance and free. This is the feeling that is being nurtured all around. And it's like you recognize that. Closing out is the Sun, Leo, I will, Sun, Spirit, and Taurus, I have. This Spirit, you have this Spirit, and you will do what you need and want to do logically and creatively, intuitively, to subside in your environment that you're in now. Again, going to the war thing, that you're not at war in that same environment, but to move again from, because you've been in this space to that space, the house cat to the jungle cat. And it's like doing things that have different activities that help that skill set remain very valuable, but bring it into the right environment for you to be harmonious and feel well here. So your spirit feels well. Spirit. There's no conquering here of the heart. of your vitality. But it's almost like purifying it, bringing it into this chapter. I hope this makes sense. Hopefully I didn't butcher this, pile 2. In whatever context or regards it is, if you've made it through. Transformation of just your own growth overall, but know that you are so supported by spirit. Spirit in the sky. Whatever your spirit. It's everywhere. And I love it. It feels like so much love. Pile 2, I'm going to leave it here. If you'd like to support, all the links are below to help it out grow. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. Or a thumbs down, I guess, is equally acceptable. Maybe less won't. Anyway, you know the drill. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye. Hello, card 3, pile 3. I'm not really sure what to call it. Rose quartz, heart has come through. If that means anything to you, if rose quartz, you have an affinity for it right now, or you feel like it's calling you forward. I keep seeing it like a kiss happening right on your cheek. That feels really nice. And it definitely feels like it's just very sentimental and sweet. All right, let's get into your reveal as well. Okay. So there's that kiss from spirit, somebody in spirit coming through, giving you that wee kiss. Watery eyes. Something happened really fast here. If it was somebody's passing, it feels like just really quick. It happened too fast. They crossed over the bridge. I'm also seeing it like one of those lift bridges where they'll lift up and then cars can't cross over. Feels like right now that connection that I may have, that space feels massive. Like looking at it from afar, it might be like, oh, the bridge is just lifted up to let a ship go through. But if you're actually there, it's like miles and miles. That's what it feels like. I'm very wide-eyed about it. I feel like they were like just part of my strength, whoever this is in spirit. So pile 3, if this isn't your story, feel free to pick another one, or hold space for others to receive it and see if it does transform as well. Okay, so I'm also seeing a ship, literally a boat, a big boat. I am almost like seeing it like a portage. Like if you're going camping and, people put the canoes or kayaks, whatever canoes or kayaks, and they're like walking through the forest to get somewhere, and then they sail a little bit, or like there's this other story. The way it's coming through is I'm out at sea, or maybe like sailing or have an affinity for water. The ship, like a cruise ship almost, but you have to take a different boat to get there, like a smaller boat to get there. That's how I'm seeing that. And it's also very indicative of the spirit communication that's coming through. It's almost like one might feel like they're on a small ship, one feels like you're on a big ship, they're unapproachable, or they look so far. It's like, oh, I can swim that, but then you realize that it's a lot farther than it looks, because there's something about, even from the bridge, in that space to seeing a boat or a ship, and it's like, oh, they're close, I can swim, but really it's a lot farther. So whatever that is, the depths of the throat. I'm also seeing something about hand puppets, like I'm communicating with hand puppets. This also could be helping a child going through grief. Helping to cheer somebody up. So this doesn't... Okay, so I'm kind of moving through in whatever context it is of like cheering somebody up. I'm seeing a heart of ice, something about maybe somebody's ice cold heart. There's that ship. Are you going on a cruise? Survival, shark. Yeah, it's like swimming and thinking I could make it. That's too many. Don't be ridiculous. There's somebody in spirit that's skipping rope. Key, lock, unlock. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that, but you know the drill. Always see, sense, and feel for yourself first. Wait, lots of water stuff coming through. Whale, wisdom keeper. Okay. Crown is on the bottom. I don't know if that'll make it through. You're the key to somebody's heart, or somebody's the key to your heart, and you're very aware of this, whether they're incarnate or in the afterlife, or nonetheless existence is happening all at once. They haven't gone anywhere. It's not like the afterlife is somewhere else. It's here. It's just, different vibration, different frequency. So it's like something in the mind, and where these clouds are, the clouds of this ship is the way I'm seeing it. And I don't know that you can see it, but there is like white clouds there. And that's how I'm seeing it, like right there. And it's like when I was talking about that bridge lifting up so that ship can go through. Something about like the weather of the mind. But I'm in the throat, so I feel like the wisdom keeper of one. I don't know, maybe I had to... It's like if I'm talking to somebody else, I have to keep certain things to myself until like they're of age, or somebody's inheritance, or a trust, or what really happened to my mom, what really happened to my sister, you know what I mean? Like, and I know even for me rolling through my own memories, and I had a young nephew that passed, and my uncle that passed. And while I remember it very vividly, I don't actually like really remember what happened from like the adult perspective of like what was the health concerns. It was like all these different pieces of the story, because they were trying to protect the children, right? So there wouldn't be all this fear. Success and pride, gossip and jealousy. Okay, so for some here in pile 3, you might hold a lot of knowledge esoterically, quite specifically. I'm going to use that term. And you don't necessarily express it exoterically. However, there is a funny little funny little way that you do express it, but it's not to somebody who gets it. They want it, but they don't get it from you. For one reason or another, there's something about the way you see them as like a shark, and they kind of wander around you, like very much so in your abilities. Like you just intuitively know something's up about them. And these sharks actually work. So there's like a mode of sharks that work for you, but they're stepping forward as a shark and trying to like blend in, and you're like, no. Because they seem to be very, very jealous of your skill or something like that. And they see you as somebody... as a key. They want to get access to where you're going, to where you're wandering. And I don't mean wandering willy-nilly. I'm seeing it very specifically, like Arya at the end of Game of Thrones. I don't know, that image coming through. For some reason I can't place it, but I feel like it's got to be at the end. And anyway, and her journey, she's on the ship, and she's like, what's west of Westeros? And well, I remember that, but so yeah, it's got to be at the end, and that's where she goes. Yeah, that's what it feels like. And it's like somebody wants to come with you. But it's not the case. No, they can't. They don't want to even come with you necessarily. They just want to be a pirate. Maybe this is a paranormal pirate. I also want to know, because as I jumped into that Game of Thrones scene, it's like both sisters, like one Arya, and then what's the other one? Sansa? I'm brutal. Anyway, and she became like not the queen of Winterfell, but whatever, lady. I don't know. Maybe she's the queen. I don't know. She was crowned something. It's like those two paths. You've already survived. You've survived so much worse. It can, this other energy that's coming through. Okay, so this is interesting. So they might be in a space of trying to create confusion or like weird weather. And it's like they will use words to get you to... It's like I want... Okay, how do I say this? I don't know who this external energy is, and it's bothering my back as well. It's like somebody's behind me. It's like, oh yeah, you want to come in for the night, or a nightcap or something like that? I don't know. It's just the example coming through. You put the key in the door. You're going to unlock it, right? You're going to unlock it. They're like worried. Are you going to? Okay, this is happening. Because you in a moment's notice get like some communication. You're like, you know what, actually? And you turn the key back to the other way and you're like, maybe next time, or we'll do a lunch date tomorrow. It's something about like coming inside, like inviting somebody across the threshold of your house, of your mind, of your heart. Something about that. It just has that feeling. I don't know. I'm sure I didn't say that in a kind way, but I don't feel like it's necessarily, it's not an energy that you need to worry about. It's something that you're aware of, or it's something, maybe it just feels like they just want to come in and poke around, see what you're doing. You're like, oh, and maybe they want to go back and just be gossipy about it. And you're having to maintain a certain wisdom. Okay, so somebody else who might be having a question if you're on the right path of divine timing. This path looks like this path. Oops. Somewhere along the lines. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? Did I get it? Or did I just press like 14,000 other things? I feel like I'm waiting for something to manifest. Like I'm seeing this as like the inside of like this whole world. Stop right there. I want to know right now. If before we go any further, will you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for... Okay, so Meatloaf. Pause. Whoops, stop right there. Something again about this person. I don't know if it's romantic, platonic, corporate, creative, all those channels. I don't know. It confuses me even thinking about it. It's like, will my love ever come in? And then I worry when they do come in, do they end up being sharks? And then I get confused. I thought I saw the signs. I saw the sign. And then I'm like, but is this the right one? But then it's like, you lock the door. You're like, nope. Okay. On the right path. You are, oh, that's not working out at all. You are not alone. You're praying for something. The light. It's like seeing something while you're sailing and seeing that North Star, or seeing some sort of illumination as well being placed upon your head. I'm mixing things up in my head, and I mean that in a space of like overthinking. Like overthinking is the way I'm seeing that. You're on the path, so it's the right path for you. As it's like every step you've taken has chosen this, to have this experience and this expression, yellow, joy and happiness. Okay, so see how in this card it's like it's torn open, or it's like the fire of the fray has revealed it. And you know how fitting in all of this? Detach from drama. Look up. Look up. Look up. Detaching from drama that's not yours, from the sharks to the jealousy and the gossip. Maybe it's you. I don't know. Maybe you're gossipy. Tree of life, travel on, right there with the ship. Dream on, dream on, dream on. Safety, strength, and power with the red. And then the water emotional well-being. It's, yeah, there's something about the space of getting feelings of the way there's a healing hand in there. There's a specific guide that's asking for your attention. And I feel like you might pray to them because you're like, where is this love? Or where is this? Or what's going to manifest? When? Where? And this transformer kind of steps forward out of the water. Like if you can imagine, like looking at the water, or all my tears falling, right? All my tears are falling, let's just say, symbolically speaking. And each tear that falls, I think it's going into the earth, but really they're culminating together. And then they're coming together in like this water figure. Maybe water scrying is a thing that you're going to be working through, or working with water as a healing. There's also something about like going swimming, or infusing water with crystals or blessings. All the choices have led you here for a reason. But when you're working of what's west of Westeros, when you're working with what's west of Westeros, it's a mystery. Nobody knows. Thank you on the bottom. Choice is an indecision, but your choices, you're following your own white rabbit. Oh, babe, that was a lot. It's like you're analyzing the tree of life as all these tears kind of come together, and then they start talking to you. You're kind of a revolutionary energy of your own right, in your own reality. Oh yeah, it's funny, I'm reading it. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. This guide speaks to this fire. Eclipse energy again, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, if you want to take that. And plus you also have Black Moon Lilith of the mystery. So maybe this eclipse season is really helping you like analyze certain things, people, places, and things around you. White rabbits that you follow, new ones that are following. Yeah, right here in that Pisces season, it feels well. Feels well. Sorry, I'm still scrying down here as well. Something's, oh, that was a big old barf. Okay. There's an owl in here. There's also somebody with a top hat on. Somebody eating out of your hands, or having them eat out of your hands. I'm also seeing something about a headdress. Like imagine, let's take this mop for a second. It's like that fruit thing, and imagine like there's just things. And there's like balancing. There's some sort of poise about it. I don't know. I don't know. I just see some sort of headdress. Like one's the top hat. One's with the indigenous gentleman. But then I think there's a woman with a headdress on. Or there's some sort of wrap. Or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody did transition and pass on. Sorry. I also have this here. And I feel like I'm analyzing their death a whole lot. I am my own Grim Reaper. I am my own Grim Reaper. Acknowledge that power to serve. What is that song I'm hearing? Who's it by? Oh, I can't remember. I'll remember it. If I remember it, I'll put it below. But I don't know if I'll remember it. They sing that song, Take Me to Church. Take me to church. Dun, dun. I don't know. That was horrible. But it's there's actually another song I'm hearing kind of very horribly. But it's that band anyway. Sorry, pile 3, feeler, fulfillment, synthesis, and surfer with death here as well. There's all these changes, ecliptical changes. What are they for? Abundance and luck. Something feels soothing and relaxing through this. Is somebody questioning if they're fulfilling their destiny? That seems like a lot of pressure. It's also something about scuba diving or snorkeling. Okay, synthesis. Connection to, it's like moving all the dials on it. I'm going to assume it's called a synthesizer. And what is happening here? There we go. Tuning into to more happy feelings, actually feeling out. It's like synthesizing things. Surfing certain waves, communication. Who are these communications from or through? Give me one moment, because I feel as though, yes, and all the eclipticals, and this is what you're like analyzing the synthesizer and all these ecliptical mysteries of where you're going. Give me one moment. There's something specific I want to see. I think it's the tree of life and the light. What brings me joy? What am I pollinating with my perspective? Am I sending out confusing frequencies? Am I? Synthesize. There's not just dials up or down. There's a lot of other little in-between things. Got to detach from other dramas or other concepts of thought. Focus. Where you're going isn't necessarily clear because maybe are you open to the mystery of it? Yes, I am open to the mystery of it. Do I worry? Sometimes. Am I confused? Sometimes. But I always focus back on the light. What are the tools I have with me, for me, at my disposal? I stop, I listen, I pray, and I don't get upset about divine timing. Because I know I am not alone and I am on the right path because I chose this path. I walk this path. I am following my own white rabbit of sorts. Whew. Pile 3. I hope this made sense. Something is smiling at me off to the side here. I see it in the scroll. Smile, smiles. I want to thank you so much for being my muse. If you haven't already, please do consider sharing, and subscribing. I'm so grateful for your support. All the links are below to help it out grow as well. And until next time, Pile 3, thank you for being you. I'll see you again soon. Secret Scrying. All is one. If you're ready to come on in for the reveal, we'll see all the scrolls at one time. You know the drill. Whatever you see, sense, or feel, please feel well to comment below or take in the story as you see fit. The crystals as well, all 3, rose quartz, obsidian, and selenite as a combination. All different shapes and sizes. It's like, how beautiful is that they all kind of come together and work together. Hearing it jumping for joy, like up, up, pick me up, pick me up. You are being lifted up. I also want to note the way I feel here in the throat chakra, the root chakra, are going up, 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 up. The vibration of each of those is going up, and you have this very, very shining solar plexus energy here that I'm sensing. Help is on the way if anyone's working through communication or connection of those that you love, those that you care about, whether they are in the afterlife aura or they are still here. Well, everyone's here, or in this animated dimension, we'll call it. perseverance to pursue what it is that you love, and understanding and clarifying what that is. Saying the word love, I love ice cream, to you love your partner. Those are two very different things, but using the same word. I very much enjoy ice cream. I adore ice cream. It's one of my favorites. Where do I use love, and what is that expression of it? What does love look like to me? Expect the unexpected in regards to any sort of love, romantic, platonic, this, that, or the other. Especially if you're, not especially, but also working in the spirit realm, connecting with a certain sibling or loved one. What are they asking of you to clear your energy? Obsidian, clear your energy. Anger in the reverse, right in that heart space. So there's something that may have happened if you've chosen pile 4 or the secret one, secret staircase, behind the bookcase blots. That's in the clear your energy of anger. It is being transmuted. Somebody in spirit specifically is helping you. Like I said, whether it's a sibling or a parent or a spirit guide, your help is on the way, but I'm hearing it's already here. There's something also too about false damsel in distress kind of vibes. And I'm also hearing, it's like, interesting the way I'm seeing it, Cinderella melting, like when it's midnight, like the Wicked Witch of the West. There's something that just needs to be cleared. Almost like an exfoliation. An exfoliation maybe of past relationships, this, that, or the other. Okay, so this brings about your building blocks for life. This is why it's valuable. This is why it's valuable. Of picking your priorities, clear your energy. Because the cosmos mirrors you. And you are well aware of this. You are well aware of this. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Obsidian. As above, so below. As within, so without. There could also be a mother figure that has passed and is stepping forward, that is helping soothe you. There's also some that might, is it, Mother Mary, sister as well, a religious figure nonetheless, or a cultural figure nonetheless, that is very soothing. And they're helping you in your throat space to say what it is that you want. Yeah, and they are from spirit with love. So if you're looking to receive that, there's also, if you feel like it's being a little, it's like when energy step forward, if we're in the state of grief, perhaps, let's say, or in anger, if we're frustrated, we may not be able to take in some good advice or even heed any sort of alternative frequency or vibration that we're in. Excuse me. And so it's almost like recognize that sometimes you might be walking along Mother Earth, building and support here. You're walking around doing your thing, grounded. It's like, somebody's in spirit and you feel grounded to your room here on Earth in this existence. So you might be having survivor's guilt as well about something. Okay. So as someone's grieving, but I feel like you're going about your day. And you're doing okay. You're having a good day. And then suddenly it's like the wave of that grief comes in, whatever this grief is in relation to. Sometimes that spirit is trying to connect, whatever that spirit is for you, this, the spirit of this energy, this wish, want, desire, person, place, or thing. But in the example of this being a person that is past, and I'm walking around having, a regular day and I'm doing okay, and suddenly I'm wafting over with this grief. Sometimes it's them stepping forward a lot closer than they normally would. And we're sensing their feeling or the feeling as grief, because that's the last memory we have that we're working through. Does that make sense? Like we're working through that. So they might be really close, or you see something that reminds you of them because that's their symbol, telling you I'm right here. And then it's like they're right here, and suddenly I'm in having that moment. And I'm not saying it's to shut it down. It's how I'm feeling. I'm in that moment because really they are right here. And they are holding me in it. But I feel, being in the incarnate person, I'm so saddened by it. But it evolves because they actually help it evolve, so that it clears up the energy as above, so below. And even when I'm saying above, it's not above. It's just above that emotion. It's above that vibration of it. Because they're helping, bringing in more support to have it, like have another season of how you feel when their energy is around you. So it's because if they come close and you cry and you weep, or it triggers you into that state, they may hold a distance, not in an avoidance, but so because they don't want to upset you, because it's being transmuted or it's being expressed. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you know what I'm saying, because I'm butchering it, and I know I am. And I'm sorry. Hear and know me, inner child. For some of you, your inner child was like, I'm seeing like a dog in a crate. And I felt there's something in me from when I was a child that was closed off. And I had like an imaginary friend. And I would hear stories of how great life could be, is. And I'm breaking through that now. And I don't mean like a breakthrough, but it kind of feels like this, the building blocks. The building blocks I was given that I used to my advantage, to the best of my ability. And now it's like, when you're a kid and you create those things and you push through it all, and you're like, okay, and I'm going to build something for me now. Yeah, because they sense that. The spirits sense it. Sorry, I want to come back also to the second house of owning. This might be in regards to your money, but also like this Mother Earth card, grounding and support, being earthly, being here, keeping your sense and wits about you as well, and healing that part of your existence if you have any money wounds or anything along that lines. And yeah, South Node and Chiron with healing. You are healing it. It's like you still got to water it, nurture it. Somebody also might be building a house, or they're like getting something that this is my first apartment, or I'm buying my first houseboat or something like that. And it's like yours, because that's going to help your healing. And it also helps Mother Earth, I'm hearing. You have North Node here, life's purpose. And then Jupiter returns, benefits. That's beautiful. It's truly like the collage. What is going up in here? I can't even see it. Let's bring it up. Ooh, magic. Do you believe in magic? So it's like seeing the kid play. Remember we were talking about like building things, seeing things from like maybe it's you're getting a second property, trailer park, or you're buying your own trailer instead of renting, tiny homes, or you're going camping, anything along that lines. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be those quite specifically, but it's definitely in that realm is the way I'm feeling. Lining things up. What are the toys and building blocks that I have here to pursue my life's purpose? What is that purpose? It's what you want it to be. What do you want to experience it? Everything is in a state of purpose. And if something has lost its purpose, lost being, okay, that's fine, has faded away, it's because you've outgrown it. The toys when you were 2 aren't the same toys when you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And this. But then there's also this brilliance of infusing things of when you are 60, you've been 2, you've been 20, you've been 30, if you've been 40, you've been 20, but 20 hasn't been 60 yet, here and now. 2 hasn't been 22, here and now. So there's like this exchange of beautiful energy of like, again, hearing and heeding the advice from elders, you also being an elder or having information from another lifetime intuitive information from your higher self that is ageless, but at the same time respecting the understanding of the multidimensional realities, that it's where you are in this moment is your playground to use those to have fun building purpose, what has purpose, giving it purpose, and then moving on. And I'm not saying moving on like in this like willy-nilly way. It's almost like, because what you build and what you leave, you know, as my husband said, all the pieces go back into the Monopoly game, and they get to play with again. And what you're leaving for the next person that's going to buy your house or rent your house or this, that, or the other, you know, buy those shoes when you donate them, or get your clothes. Do you know what I'm saying? It's whatever your desire is and what you're attracted to. And what is, for some, you might be tangled up in just a certain space right now. And that's okay. You have more messages coming through than I can shake a stick at. But all in all, it all comes down to peace. Your purpose is to feel peaceful as you play. Can I let go? Can I let go of the fears? Not because they're not worth my attention. Because as I meet them, I realize all the spirit that is around me, spirits of other people, places, and things. I have paid my debts, I've paid my dues, but this does not mean I'm entitled to anything. You know, and that kind of, very earthly expression is, I've paid my debts and I'm entitled to do this now. If we can remove the entitlement out of it. Because I feel like that creates a certain attraction to something that I might circle back. You know what I mean? I would just like to earnestly have an experience. I'm going to leave this here because I have no idea kind of where I've landed and left in this last message. I feel like I do really have to rewatch them all. I don't know. Which means I get to pick my own pile as well. But I'm so glad you chose the Secret Staircase. Thank you so much. All the links are below to help Pick Out Grow. You know the drill. If you want to give it a thumbs up, a like, share, subscribe. Everyone, you truly warm my haunted heart in your support, and I'm grateful for you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.